I'm Dan Dickinson.
Bonjour, I am Jacques Brunel.
I'm John Burgundy.
And I'm G-Spot.
Blah, 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 blah. Flippity flop, butters and whippet. Horse and days and bottom blah. Tonight, Jack bins us off for nothing at all. NABBA returns from the dead, and Victor Richards dies, but only on Instagram, as he returns back to life for real life. And Romania Muscle Fest, but was it fair?
Okay, so first news story is Jack is a prick.
Jack is a Valengula. Well, what happened is basically he said yeah, then he said yeah, then he forgot that he trains for 73 hours, and when he said yeah, he meant no, which is like yeah, but less letters and meaning the opposite. But he was close. And we did kick Ryan for less. Ryan stopped coming on the show and he had to leave, and now Jack's just taking the piss. And really, we probably should have kept Ryan because we'd have more viewers.
I mean, hindsight's a lovely thought, but...
Yeah, so I reckon we kick him, then we kick me, and then we just leave it to Geraint, and it can be 60 minutes of silence.
And fuck all yours.
It can be like a relaxation CD. Just the sounds of someone mouth breathing. Sound like Jordan Peters after a deadlift set.
Okay, so in real news, obviously NABBA made a return, but nobody knows anything about it because they still haven't come to the 21st century on social media. So.
Yeah, they did have a new website done a couple of years ago that hasn't been updated since. But there are some rules on there.
Yeah, well.
So I imagine that the rules are the same. Get massive and ripped. So, and the person that did that this weekend was Jim, and I can't even pronounce his second name, even though I've known him for fucking ages.
George Goo or something like that.
Jim Georgie Georgeson, yes. I think it's pronounced.
Yeah,
yeah. The other Georgeson is soft, so it's silent.
Because he did last weekend's Two Bros, didn't he?
And yeah, he did the Two Bros, won the overall.
Won the overall there, did he?
Yeah, and then he did a PCA show, I think.
Right.
And yeah, he did a PCA show on the Saturday, or maybe it was the other way around. Anyway, he's done a lot of winning.
Well, I've got a lot of time for him because he's also got a torn pec, so if he can do it.
Yeah. I like him. He's a nice guy, and actually, like he had quite a lot of runs of coming second. He was Jim the second for a while, and now he's Jim the first. So
didn't he come second to you?
Yeah, twice. But now he hasn't, because the number one way to make sure you don't even come second is to not enter, and that's what I did.
Oh, okay.
So I flat last on that one.
Yeah.
No, he was looking. The condition was disgusting.
He always does, though, doesn't he? He looks great.
Like, it was disgusting. I think even more so. It was dry as fuck, and he's freaky. I'm into it.
Good.
I'm into it. And even with the torn pec, it's like, who cares? Look at the rest of that shit.
Yeah.
So big props to NABBA for actually sorting it out. I guess like because the average age of like the organisers is about 406, they have to be especially careful when putting on these shows.
So they turn up in like bubble suits or hazmat suits or something.
Well, just as a hologram, I think.
It wasn't even judged. It was just like a bunch of people.
Yeah, just loads of people like stood on those machines that you get at the gym that's supposed to tell you what your body fat is, and they just stand on those, and then it just calculates who's the winner, and then prints you out a little ticket.
The fuck is your head?
I think that's how it works. To be fair, that would be the only way for like, so everyone would be like, fucking judges, they have favourites, and yeah, all right, let's just replace them with machines. You just get on and they just work out how much muscle you've got, and then they just print you out a ticket, and then they print you out a bill for a pro card if you win. It's where it's going.
Here's the invoice.
Yeah. You do it all online as well. Like a Wii Fit, like Wii Bodybuilding. You you buy the kit, and then there's like a fake stay, and they have the things, and then you do most muscular with the little attachments in it.
Wasn't there one of those federations who tried doing that?
Yeah, they did it. They did it online, and basically like just slagged one.
Yeah,
I remember that. It was good.
Yeah, it was just people with like crazy proportions, and
It was just people taking their own photos, like, and just submitting them like the best. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's cool. You look cool. That's great. But the thing about bodybuilding is how to actually nail it on the day on a stage, not just in your own time. Send your best photos in your best lighting, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, Photoshop.
I think that's the only thing worse than a Miami pro card is that.
Right, moving on to the next news story.
Yeah, Victor Richards.
Yeah, he died.
He died.
Yeah,
but only on social media.
You need to pass me back the whole straight so I can share.
Because he actually.
How did this come about then? When announced that he was like supposedly dead.
Fuck knows.
Well, I think that everyone's jumping on everyone being dead. That someone only needs to like not phone in like once an hour. Like, has anyone heard from Victor Richards? I don't know. He retired about 50 years ago.
So this was the original one, and then swiftly followed by a statement from his daughter saying that he was still alive, and then he released a statement then this week, and it's just a lot of like religious bollocks, if I'm honest, but just clarifying he's still alive.
That's good. Through the grace of God, I imagine.
Apparently so.
Yeah. He was just at the aquarium. He was out for half an hour. Next thing you know, fucking Body Power has released a statement saying that his kidneys have exploded. He was looking at some fish. Next thing you know.
Well, ironically, I've got a funny feeling it was Generation Iron that started the.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me though, because they just.
Well, they love it. It's literally the Al Jazeera of fucking of the bodybuilding scene.
Like, oh yeah, Michael Hearns.
Everyone's dead. It sells stuff. Tell them everyone's dead. Yeah, they start like 2-pack's alive. It's fine.
He is.
He's still alive.
He is.
Yeah, so's Biggie Smalls. They're
they're just like still having a never-ending rap battle in South Central, just in some little smoky club. So the other thing, apart from dying or not dying, which is pretty serious. I mean, you'll have to kill me before I die, but if I do die, definitely coming back to life.
Yep.
Then we have Romania Muscle Fest.
Indeed.
Which had a win for Raphael, which he's been bouncing around the top bits for a while now. So it's about time he picked something up. Do I think Samson should have won? Yeah, probably. But he's already got an invite, so I do think they are selective sometimes. It's not that he didn't deserve it. I just think that if they were that close, they may as well give it to someone and get another person in the Olympia.
Yeah. What I'd like you to do, Dan, is pronounce the third place finisher for us.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mehruz Tabani, Abagani.
The way you said it.
Once was a man called Tabani, Abagani. It's in a minute. He came third.
What?
Yeah, that's the limerick.
So a couple of names on there which I was surprised by. Obviously Morgan Asty again. They're not interested in looking at him. Obviously then the big one being Mr. Roelly Winkler.
Yeah.
Placing in ninth place in a second tier show.
Yeah, I mean,
Time to knock on your head.
Could it be the end
Yeah.
for Roelly?
Well, these are the photos.
I mean, yeah, just he's managed to he's got worse in all the bad bits.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like his midsection's blown out the fuck as well. Like.
He's smaller though, isn't he? He's smaller. His midsection was always pretty big, but now he's smaller. Like it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, another theory is that he started this season so small that he's had to feed up so hard that his midsection has blown out even more.
I just think
his legs are definitely downsized.
Yeah, definitely down.
Yeah.
I mean, his legs, he never really managed to get the separation through all the quads. There was no adductor like really showing like that. Like that's never really happened. But the mass kind of carried him. Yeah, I mean that's unacceptable. Like really.
Yeah.
You should have.
Like that's. I mean that's a guest pose, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, they already gave him a pass, didn't they?
What do you mean?
He won a show, didn't he?
No, he came second at the Yamamoto, didn't he?
It was second.
They stiffed Samson, didn't they? They put him
that was yeah. I mean, it's not there. I don't know what he's scared of. What like just coming smaller, but ripped. I don't get that. Yeah, that was probably something else.
Yeah.
That's all going in the bin.
Yeah.
Shawn Ray in the bin.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that about, Nate? Like, why do that? I fucking hate when people do that.
Yeah, it's the usual thing, though, isn't it? It's basically Shawn Ray is no longer relevant, so he's caused a load of controversy to make himself relevant again. Now people are talking about him, so...
Yeah, I think it was just a lot of fucking tone deaf, as you said, wasn't it?
It's essentially the same thing Jack does. That's how Jack gets followers.
I mean, Shawn Ray hasn't been collecting friends for a while, has he? Let's be honest.
No.
I
got a funny feeling.
I don't know. Just put on his routine where he poses to Mariah Carey, and I can forgive him for almost anything.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those ones, isn't it? I don't think he'll have him back at the Olympia next year after those comments.
I kind of think they will.
Nah.
Anything. To be fair, I don't even know what the fuck happened.
He basically started slagging off Sean Roden, saying that Sean Roden died because he didn't look after himself and that he had a drug problem and this and that, and he shouldn't have been walking around at 290 because he wasn't even competing, and it was like mental stuff, just suggesting as if he knew and he didn't know. He's released a formal apology now, but it's mental because the truth of the matter is at this point in time, nobody knows what happened, and at the end of the day, like my father died of a heart aneurysm. And he wasn't a bodybuilder, and what people don't realise is heart problems is the number one killer in the world. Yes, there's been an increase, and yes, bodybuilding will bring that forward if you kick the arse out of it. If you're predetermined for something, you're gonna make it worse and bring it forward and shorten your time. But the truth of the matter is it was probably gonna happen at some point. You've just made it worse.
People seem to remove that people die all the time.
Yeah.
And here's our demographic of an ever-growing sport, and there's people dying because people unfortunately die. And you have the number one like killer of heart stuff. Yeah, like there's loads of organs and they can all go wrong. The heart, unfortunately, pretty important.
Yeah,
pretty important. You can lose a kidney. In fact, you can lose both of them for a bit. Your liver can get pretty fucked. It regenerates fairly well. Your heart, no, you get one chance at that.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have another one. Like Arnie's had like 4 bypasses, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's one of those ones, isn't it? You're very lucky if they catch a heart problem in time. Normally, it's too fucking late.
Yeah, I mean that's well, I have a genetic birth defect, and I feel that I'm actually quite lucky because I go and get my heart checked regularly, so they can at least preempt anything that's gonna. Most people just walk around thinking they're absolutely fine for their whole life, and then boom. So I'm actually on doing better that they've identified this issue, because I'm probably more likely to kind of discover something that needs correcting before it's too late.
Let's not tempt fate, please, Dan.
Yeah. Blasting you fucking one.
But,
Famous last words. That'll be the soundbite for the.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, the podcast needs you. Like, that's
the only
not,
reason.
not that I care or anything. It's
No.
podcast.
I mean, if that's not a reason to stay alive, I don't know what isn't.
There we go.
That sentence didn't make sense, but I've been teaching all day. Fuck.
There's a lot of things you say that doesn't make sense. Dan.
Yeah, but I'm usually good on my sentences. That's not true, actually. No, just another prime example just there, really. It's been a long fucking day. I've done 6 hours of teaching. I've never done a podcast on 6 hours of teaching.
Yeah, well.
Take that, bud. Take that.
The reason.
So that wraps it up, doesn't it? That wraps up bodybuilding news.